Hello and welcome to this video of Enemies of the Defiance. In today's episode we're going to be looking at the Shasvastii Heavy Infantry, the Gwailo. Now the Gwailo comes into the game with 8 hit points. This makes him a little tougher than most Shasvastii units, so he can take quite a beating. His defense roll of a blue and yellow dice is better than most units, but it's not great, and so any attacks against him, physical attacks against him, are probably going to get through and start causing damage. But his high level of hit points is what's going to keep him on the board for longer. Now, when it comes to actually hacking the Gwailo though, he has a really strong defense of a orange and 2 blue dice. That means you have to have a really strong hacking attack to be able to get through, otherwise I would probably avoid trying to hack him. His movement of 6 is regular for all Shasvastii, which is pretty fast but nothing special. For ranged combat he comes with a heavy machine gun with a range of 3 to 10, meaning he can shoot long distances across the board with it. Its roll is an orange, and blue die. Now, the orange die are quite aggressive, so you can get quite a lot of successes from those. It also comes in with a built-in special, which has a switch as well, where if we use 2 specials scored, you can add another success to the roll. So there is a possibility of getting a lot of successes from this attack. For close combat engagements, the Gwailo has the breaker pistol for a range of 1 to 2. Now they will be rolling 2 orange die, which are quite aggressive and get quite a few successes, but also it has a built-in success as well, so it's very reliable at getting successes against you. Now what's really special about this though is that there are no switches, but rather than using the target's defense roll, it's going to be using their BTS roll, which against heavy infantry units such as Kiang is going to cause a lot more damage because their saving rolls with their BTS are pretty bad. So the breaker pistol is particularly scary for a lot of the heroes. You actually want to engage him at a distance. Now the Gwailo also has a nano screen, which is great for adding extra defense at range. So he'll add an extra black die, which will give him a 50-50 chance of getting an extra shield to his combat rolls. So that's both attacking and defensive whenever the target is not adjacent to him. Now he's also hackable, which means you can do your hacking attacks against him, but as I said before, his BTS save is so good, you probably don't want to actually do that very often unless you're really good at hacking. He also has a visor, which allows him to see through low visibility terrain. In a game of Defiance, when you hit alert level 5, the cards will switch to their elite form. There are going to be some missions as well where elite form is the standard, but in this one here, the Gwailo's really special part of his card that has changed the most is the number of hit points. He goes from 8 to 12, meaning he's so much harder to kill. Otherwise, not a lot changes. His BTS is the same, his defense is almost the same, where it just changes out the blue dice with a green dice. A little bit of a stronger defensive roll, but not that much stronger. His HMG as well now switches out the automatic special with an automatic success, and the dice roll is now a red, orange and blue. Now with this kind of roll, I think there is a lot more chance of it swinging either way in terms of the number of hits it's going to cause, but there is definitely potential for a lot of damage to come out of the HMG on this side. The breaker pistol, it loses its automatic success and changes that for a red die. Now that could be very deadly because the red die is packed with a lot of successes into it, but it also has blanks on there as well. So again, it's giving you a bit more of a swinging chance of either getting very few wounds against you or getting a lot of wounds against you. Otherwise, there's not much that is different about the Gwailo. One small thing just to be shared about the Gwailo is that when you do kill him and he is respawning in a game, it's going to take 3 whole reinforcement points just to respawn one of these guys, and there's only ever one of these guys on the table at a time. So when they pop up, you can either focus fire them down or just try and ignore them and play towards your objectives. One Gwailo isn't actually going to be causing you too much damage unless you get a really unlucky roll against you. Okay, that's the Gwailo. He's a bit scary to face in the game, but he's definitely a manageable foe. Tell me what you think about the Gwailo and put your comments down the bottom. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.